Okay, so guys, I think we should start with the trending topic that is the hot cake presently. Now I'm talking about VDM, Bobrisky, Femi Falana, and Folarin Falana case that is going viral on the social media. The issue of Bobrisky voice notes getting to VDM, we don't know how got to him, but then it came out that in the voice note, Bobrisky said that Falz reached out to her, when
that guy is messing with her brain.
When Shim was in prison and offered to help, stuff like that. But then VDM is saying a little bit of things in regards to that, and this has turned to a huge case on the social media where Falz is saying that VDM should retract whatever it's saying within 24 hours. So guys, what do you think about this case?
Now, Falz is saying that, Bobrisky, reach out to him just to lend him money and all of that. Now, Bobrisky in his own or her own part said the voice note was fake or hooked up and all of that. Who are we to believe now?
But I think we should also know that Bobrisky is a show-off.
True.
Bobrisky loves showing off.
Okay.
I think we... Okay,
and he
I
did
think
not see any better person to show off.
In the first place, why would you even talk about such thing and release it? Like, why?
No, he didn't release it. He sent it to a friend
is it NCC or whatsoever? I think there's one agency you can whatsoever you want to get. You can you can.
No, but I don't think it's true that. I feel it is because he sent it to a friend that he felt he trusted, explaining the situation of things to that friend. But one thing I would also say is let's not forget the fact that Bobrisky is a show-off. And aside that, according to the memo, Falz said Bobrisky reached out to him and asked for his help, and he told him just whatever thing they say you should do, just do it. Why pay the correctional service so that you can be in a comfortable apartment in the prison? Just spend your time there and get out.
The question now is, what connection do Bobrisky and
Falz have? Okay, so let me ask you a question.
So
let's assume
that's what you poke. Not
okay. Let's assume you're a celebrity. I'm a celebrity.
Okay.
Precious is a celebrity.
What kind of celebrity is Bobrisky?
No. I'm not talking about Bobrisky now.
What was his personality that bring him?
Now I'm not talking about Bobrisky now. I'm talking about Falz himself.
Okay.
Falz is a celebrity. It's known obviously worldwide, or maybe not worldwide. But then there is a situation of someone. He's an activist. Falz is an activist, as far as I can remember. So there's someone out there that needs help and reached out to you and said, "Please, I need help." And then because you can't be of help at that point in time, you're like, I know one of my guy now. May I refer you to Falz?
That is the case now. That is the case. One of your guy.
Falz is not the only activist.
What was that connection of you being your guy?
But wait,
before
you
I can reach out to you for help, there must be a connection.
Exactly.
Must have met in what kind of role, what kind of
There's
situation.
possibility that they met at an event. Anything can happen.
If I meet you at an event,
I cannot call you for 4 million naira. There must be a connection. There's something they are not telling us.
You can't call him for 4 million naira. According to the voice notes, Bobrisky said he couldn't reach out to his friends because he doesn't know the person that implicated him.
And Falz was the best person.
No, see, okay,
can we just move on?
In order to talk about this, I might actually reach out to someone that I know that he respects confidentiality because of his work. He might have reached out to him because he knows that regardless of whatever happened, Falz cannot come out to talk about it.
You know that,
what about that?
The fact, like the way Bobrisky reached out to Falz, he was so sure that if I call this guy will come.
You can't be so sure he was sure.
My dear.
You can't be so sure he was sure he would reach out to him.
That God is the only activist we have.
Yes, God is the only activist that we have, yes.
So whatever activist, I don't know.
Yeah, but then we just hope that this investigation would know the truth later on, and everything will come out.
Blaming VDM and another person might have
actually I'm not blaming VDM. I'm just saying that he could have reached out. He could have reached out to the parties involved.
Is that right?
Get his facts.
Exactly.
That works.
If you want to be an activist, get your facts straight. Okay. You have a lot of people following you, and you know that you can't mislead them. It is wrong to mislead them. So he holds an important role in the social media platform. Yeah,
that works.
Veegilants, it's an amazing day and I'm super excited to be here again. Let's talk about something. How we do on Veegilant podcast. We're all about digging deep into matters and bringing to you situations that affect the people. We're all about the civic matters. For the past 3 weeks now, we've been talking about parental effect. And the first week we talked about parental effect on moral decadence. Last week we brought in 2 guests, that's Dr. Olubide Ogunjobi and Mrs. Odiawa Ekaite, to talk about parental effect on established institution. Now this week, today, we're talking about breaking negative parental circle. My name is Olaiton Babatunde, and here with me in the studio I have my delectable, beautiful, amazing, industrious vibe queens.
Is that right?
Grace and Precious. How you guys doing?
We are fine. We are doing.
No, I can actually feel that from the issue of Bobrisky that we talked about. You guys are literally
seriously, I'm really agree with that girl.
Yeah. But then there's really nothing to be angry about. I just feel like the people involved should investigate into the matter. I think what VDM wants is that people in power should investigate into the case and make sure that Bobrisky is brought to book. And we can only look forward to that happening because, well,
funny enough, I'm not a VDM fan.
You're not.
Neither am I.
I'm not. I'm not a fan of Bobrisky. Neither am I a fan of VDM. But then, Falz the bad guy. We love your music. We know what you do out there. So, well, we can't.
He's my crush.
Oh, really?
Really?
Okay, so like I said, we've talked about parental effect on moral decadence, and like I said last week, you guys talked about your experience and what you want to do differently. And last week, our guests also talked about how parental effect can affect academics. There was this question of, should I put my happiness aside because I want to follow what the scripture said about honor your father and your mother so that your days may belong on the head. But then I think one of our guests said that it is wickedness if a parent wants you to be in a marriage that you're not happy about, that so she still feels like regardless you should follow your heart, your own happiness, and while still abiding with the scriptural rules and all of that. So now today we're talking about breaking the negative parental circle. Now we've talked about the first and second one. Now we're talking about the solution. It's one thing to talk about an issue, it's one thing to bring an issue to the public, but it's another thing and like the best thing to give them the solution.
And that's why we are here.
And that's why we're here. But yeah, we will not just come out to criticize you for being a bad person, for not taking care of your children very well. We can also work.
Funny enough, some parents only meant well for their children, but the way they go about it
is not just the right way.
Right.
Okay, so I want to ask you guys, what specific behaviors or pattern have you noticed in your parents that you would like to change? I think I once asked that question where if I said that, what is that thing that you want to do differently?
Okay, for me, like I said 2 weeks ago when we started talking about this topic, I said I grew up from this home, like my parents were really strict on I and my siblings, and sometimes when they give us like just, okay, you must do this, sometimes they don't even tell us the reason why we have to
do it. Yeah,
why we need to do it. They just say you must do it. They don't know, they don't even care how you want to do it, but you will do it.
You have to do it.
You have to do it. And I don't have any childhood memory at all. Nothing. So what I would do differently now if you become a parent,
yeah,
yes.
Maybe next year.
Hopefully. We're looking forward to that, Ashwebi, please.
Okay, what I'll do differently, I will try and make my children know why. Okay, I say
give them reasons
why.
Yes, why they need to do it. Okay, this is the reason why I'm saying why. Like it's for your own good. I mean well for you. I want the best for you. I don't hate you. And also, what I also did do differently, I know we all love our children.
Yeah, definitely.
You want to see your children doing the wrong thing and not draw them back, and that my child go this way instead. But the way I think I need to do things differently, because I feel we don't need to use aggression or cane every time.
Yeah.
Sometimes love, like you need to bring them closer. I'll bring them closer to me and say, okay, show them love. Like, hey, my dear, this is how you need to do it. I don't need to shout at you for you to listen to me. I don't need to spank you for you to listen to me. Yes. So I will do many things differently. Make them see me as a friend and not just just a mother.
Precious is already acting like
She's a mother. She's a mother.
You don't get the
Okay, so Grace, I think in our previous episode we talked about communication. We talked about how important communication is, but then I think we didn't look at the fact that communication can come in two different ways. It can be positive and it can be negative. So now my question to you is that in what ways can positive communication techniques improve your relationship with your children? Now let's put you in that position of I'm a mother. How can positive communication with my child improve our relationship?
Yeah, for me, it bring confidence to the child and bring this friendship. I think one of the guests we had last week, she was talking about, maybe I saw it somewhere, maybe I'm misinterpreting her word, but I think I remember a clip or someone said something like that last week. That is, you should know when to be a friend.
Yeah.
You should know when to be a mother. You should know when to be a father.
Yeah, it was one of our guests, that's Dr. Lumide.
It's good hand to hand. Do you understand? It's not every time you should be a parent.
Sure.
You being a friend is very paramount. It's very paramount because it brings this boldness and confidence in your child. Oh, you are beautiful. You are the best thing that have happened to me. I did not have that when growing up, unfortunately. So I think these are ways of some children having low self-esteem when they go out there. Oh, look at how ugly you are. If you tell your child that, oh, you are beautiful, no matter what you tell me outside, it doesn't matter to me. My parent, I used to say this to some guys that your smile is beautiful. I say, my mommy always say that to me. So it doesn't freak me anymore.
It's not new to you.
And do you know why especially female teenagers always go astray and all of that? Because most of the times their parents, especially the love come from their father. You understand? She come from, oh, you are beautiful. If there's no man that will tell you are beautiful outside, you will not be shining your teeth, because your father is always lavishing you with love, with gifts and all of that. You know, especially this goes to the father. Love your female
daughters.
You understand? Give them that love. Be the first crush that they will have.
My first man.
Someone was telling me a story last month. He said when he was in school, there's this particular girl in their school. Before anything comes out, the father would have gotten it. You understand? That I think
so there's nothing you want to use to entice
her. So
her.
what do you want? If she go out every time, like just go out and you will never see any guy taking her out. She take herself out. You know, that confidence is there. There's nothing you want to use to entice her. So that is it for me. That communication bring confidence, bring self-worth.
Yeah,
that self-esteem.
You know when you talk to some child and they're like, what you want to give them something like, my daddy can get it for me. Like that's the view. My mommy can get it for me. I don't want it.
Maybe you are fighting something secretly outside. Your parents, if that communication is not there.
There are some children out there that get bullied, but because they do not have a relationship with their parents, they can't tell them.
Let me use this as an instance. When I was in school, high institution, my final year, I passed through something. It was a state of depression actually.
Yeah.
These an open. I can't say it. What I was passing through them. You know, like sometimes I would just call my dad. I want to talk to you. I want to tell you something. But you know that when they have not been giving me that avenue
from the get go
to pour myself out and all of that. I find it difficult. I have to go through my school counselor, and my parents should have been the best person
to talk to,
because it's supposed to be a fight of a parent for me backing me up, because it was a case of someone wanting to override me and all of that, and because of my social life, you want to bring it down to my academic life and all of that. My parents are supposed to be the army I should be having them, but because of what would they say? Would they
might not
me?
take it the right way.
But okay, they will start judging me. You wouldn't have done this. You wouldn't have done that. Would have been it. Even if they will fight for that, would have been the first thing. Do you understand? So like that was.
I also feel improving the communication as parents with your children. To draw your children very close, just stated clearly. Instead of them going out to relate things to their friends that will lead them astray, they walk up to you, oh mom, I'm like, okay, this thing happened to me, how do I go about it, what do I do? You get like it builds this, it creates this trust, this bond between you and your parent. They'll be able to trust you with anything like that bond, so that special bond, both emotionally, in all ramifications.
Yes. There's this celebrity that has a small girl, and that girl she's popular on Snapchat. I'm talking about Simi and Deja.
Okay.
Deja is this outspoken girl. No, like Deja is very outspoken. The way she talks and all of that. Simi did a good job. Now, Simi once said that there are times that her mother-in-law would, want to stop her from. She told her, no, ma, let her talk, let her express herself. She said there are times that she would tell Deja, oh, don't do this, don't do that. That Deja would say it outside, and my mommy said I should not do it. That she doesn't stop her from being an outspoken person. And there was this day that I was talking about it with someone. I said, while we were growing up, an outspoken child is always seen as a rude and too out there child while we're growing up, and parents didn't like that. When a visitor is around, they don't want you to go there, they don't want you to talk to them, and these things, they don't build a child's self-esteem.
Yes.
They don't allow you, especially when a child wants to talk to an elderly person, they tell you shut up. When elderly people are talking, you're not supposed to put your mouth there. That's rude. But then a child that can talk where elders are, when the child grows up, there will be this confidence to speak to a lot of people, because the child already has this thing in her head that I've spoken to bigger people when I was younger. I speak with people that are older than me. I ask questions. They do not just feel like she's a child, I can't answer. They answer me, they put me through. So when that type of person comes to the society, nothing scares them. Like you said, there's this confidence of, yes, I have arrived. There's nothing you can do. The people in my family do not make me feel less of myself. So I feel parents really needs to look deep into that and see that some of these things that they feel like they're doing to better the life of their kids is damaging something else that they're not looking at. Yes, that child is growing up to be a moral person, someone that even if you ask her what are the moral etiquettes in this our country, they can't tell you everything. But then we're not looking at the fact that we're damaging some things in that children's life. Okay, so another question is, what are some common negative parenting behaviors that tend to be passed down through generations? We know of a lot of them.
Yes.
Looking at our topic, we said breaking negative parental cycle. It means that it is things that have been going on over the years, over and over again. Parents have been doing it from one generation to another, and that is why even the millennial parents still feel like that's the right thing, that's the right way to go about it, and all of that. So what are this negative?
I think especially African parents they have this trait of authoritarian and controlling behavior.
You dare not say no to mommy.
I'm your mother. When I'm talking, I breastfeed you. They give us this emotional blackmail.
I carried it for 9 months.
I carried it for 9 months, and all of those things. And we have criticism, professionalism. You must be perfect.
And forgetting nobody can be perfect.
Nobody can be perfect.
Even you're not perfect.
Even you are not perfect.
They don't know that.
And it's out of that they want you to be perfect. They used to teach us lie with lie.
Yes, like I used to carry first when I was in school. I have to show you their result. Now they cannot bring it out.
Now, when we're talking about perfectionism, like you said, that is where you see when parents offend their children, they don't apologize.
True. That is
because they feel like I can never be wrong.
And then you, as a parent, you offended me. You did not apologize because of a notion that you are a father, you are a mother. It is not cultural for a father to apologize.
So when I now grow up and I don't apologize to my husband,
then where do you think that stems from? Do you understand?
Exactly.
I did not teach. This is not how I taught you.
Okay.
You lie.
Exactly. That was how you taught me. Like when you see parents that when they offend their children, when they do something, probably they heard something about the child and they didn't ask the child, they started shouting and the child felt bad and all of that. There's some parent that will sit you down and be like, baby girl, I'm sorry, that was not intentional, but it's just because I'm scared of you falling into pit. I don't want something bad to happen to you, but then that does not mean your feelings are not validated. I am sorry for this, I am sorry for that. That type of child will grow up to take responsibility for whatever they do.
The thing is, parents don't really do that. We only see it in Nigerian movies.
Exactly, I'm seeing it in an American movie, my love. American movie.
Well, I've actually seen something like this in a Nigerian movie.
Nigerian movie.
Wow.
Then we have overprotectiveness, which I have nobody is telling you not to be protective of your child. But when you are too involved,
they become curious.
And they will not be curious from you. It's outside. They want to learn
because they know that mommy and daddy will not tell me. So let me ask an outsider.
Overprotectiveness, give them space. Just like I hold on onto that what Precious said last week. He said, allow them to make mistakes. They said mistake, what's it called? Is it the best experience in life? Do you understand? So just allow them to have that experience. And don't be too quick to solve problems. Fold your hand, give them that confidence that, you can handle it yourself. Do you understand? And see how they will handle it and they will manage it themselves. Then it is when you see that, this is a way they are not handling it the right way, then you put them through.
Parents are supposed to be guidance. They're supposed to be, I think one of our guests said it last week, they're supposed to be guidance. You're not supposed to be like imposing yourself on them. Okay, mommy, daddy, this is what I want to do. Why do you want to do it? That should be the first
Give me reasons.
No, you can never do it. You can't do it. The first thing is, why do you want to do it? Okay, mom, this is my reason for wanting to do this. Okay, instead of doing this way, my love, why don't you do it this way? That is you guiding them, not totally just shutting them up. A child that comes to you and tell you that, mommy, I want to do this thing, you say, God forbid, you can't do that. Another day because they know that you won't give them what they exactly.
Mommy will not agree.
Mommy will not agree. If I tell mommy, some people will tell you like, if I'm going out, I can't tell mommy because mommy will act like this, say no to it. You can't go. What do you want to go and do? That's where waywardness starts. You want to go and greet your friend, blah blah blah. But then
you not even started giving the children notion of what they were not even
exactly. Okay, now look at situation of things that your friend will be coming to visit you. That one day that you say, mommy, I want to go and visit my friend. They'll be like, that's where waywardness starts from. Then you begin to think, my friend that used to come here, how? Mommy, how does it correlate? These things are actually not right. And that is why you see some children these days, they are not the social kind of person because their parents do not want them to go out. They never had good interaction with people. And friends that usually come to visit you and you don't visit them will later tell you, I'm not stupid for coming to visit you. If your parent cannot allow you visit me, my parents cannot allow me visit you.
In that aspect, if your child have a friend, I'm going to make your friend's parents your friend too.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Just like that.
Make them your friend too, so that you will know the kind of family your children are
friends with.
Another thing we are ignoring is favoritism in Nigerian homes.
Yes.
It's very common. It's very common.
Obvious that you favor the last one.
You understand? It should not be. It gives other low self-esteem. My parents did not love me. This and this, and they will go and look for love elsewhere.
And nobody also say you should not discipline your child. Discipline your child, but don't abuse them.
You know, I don't know if this is going to sit well with you guys, but there's one notion that I've always had, that when I have my child, even if you're at the age of 15, I didn't have a boyfriend for the longest time in my life, and I just feel like it's a decision I made myself, and I've always told myself I don't regret it because I feel like I made the decision myself. So I always say something like, if my child at the age of 15 says, mommy, I want to have a boyfriend, go ahead, but first thing first, let me know the guy, bring him home, let me meet his parents. Now if you guys want to go on a date, seriously, if you guys want to go on a date, it is the parents that will organize the date for you guys. So it means that, and that date is either you have it in my house or you have it in his parents' house, or probably if you guys are going out, one of us, either myself, would have to put work aside for that day and go out with you guys and be with you guys. I might be sitting far from you guys, but then you guys can enjoy yourself and everything. Right. With that, there's limitation to what you guys can do. And then you tell the child, if you guys have something and you get pregnant, I'm supporting this relationship, but I'm not supporting that. A child that knows that there will be this less fear of, what can't I tell my mommy? There's nothing I can't tell mommy. If mommy can organize lunch dates for me, it means we're friends to an extent. You can open up to me to an extent. So I said it. I don't know if it works well with everybody, but I just feel like
that's personal.
But that's just what I feel like I want to do.
I don't go with that.
Married, will your husband support you?
Well, my husband might not support me, but it's all about discussing things and making each other understand. Because this thing that you because I would let him understand this thing that you don't want this child to do, that we are so don't do it.
When
don't have a boyfriend. Taron, this child will do it. And then there are some things that you should have told the child while in that relationship, the guidelines that you should have given through the relationship that they had together. But because you already said you can't have a relationship, they will have that relationship outside. They will do more than you would expect outside. But then if you know that this is the person my daughter is dating, and you already see the both of them that you guys want to do this, and you give them the rules and the regulation, you guys must not do this, you guys must not do that. We are in support of your relationship. I know of your boyfriend's father, I know of your boyfriend's mother. We are all in the know. It's more like it's all of us that we are dating. It's not only the two of you. So you guys must bring in sense into all of this. And that's why I said that not many people will support this, but I think that is one thing I want to practice as a parent.
That I think that's self-decision.
She can actually start it so other people can follow.
But it's really not a bad thing anyways, because if they don't tell you, they'll still do it regardless.
Not seeing this Gen Z parent.
So how can parents break free from projecting their own unfulfilled dreams onto their children? You know, we talked about the fact that some parents are imposing their own dreams on their kids. Like, okay, I wanted to be a medical doctor. I couldn't be that medical doctor. So I want you to fulfill that dream for me. They don't say it that way. Let's be, yeah. But then through other means of, oh, I wanted to be a medical doctor. And that is because it was the dream they couldn't fulfill. So how can parents break free from this? Because it is something that they don't even know is affecting themselves. This one now, we are putting the children aside. We're talking about the parents. This thing is affecting the parents. So how can they break free from this?
Well, I feel as parents, we should know that our children are individuals that have their goals and desires.
Yeah.
And we should not impose. We should not impose things on them. We shouldn't direct them. I feel we should be act as a guidance to them, like guide them, know their strength, know their weakness. Okay, because I remember vividly that I don't know if I've ever mentioned in one of our programs that I used to be a science student.
Yeah. Oh no, you never.
Yes,
you never did.
I used to be a science student. So when I was in secondary school, like junior secondary school, before you enter distance,
yes, yeah.
Then science students used to be like, people usually say that science students, they are the most brilliant
students, yeah.
And of course, who wants to be dull? Guy, who wants to be dull? So the kind of school I went to, you know, there are some schools, you write the exam, there's an exam you write that will determine whether you are a science student, you go to the art class or the commercial class. There was my school didn't do
all of that.
Yes. So what they just did, they called us one to the principal's office and okay, which department do you want to go to? What do you want to do? Oh, my friends, science. And of course, science.
Science, here I come.
Yes, here I come, science.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, as at that time, I was already reading book and I already had a blog. Although I really can't rate. If I want to rate my writing of then and now, there's actually a difference. Yes, I used to write all these small stories and all those small books. I usually write them. The very day I got home and I told my dad that I'm a science student too, I'm a science class. My daddy was like,
That's my daughter.
No. He first asked me why. He thought I was going to probably be an art student. I like reading, I like writing. But then when I was small, I used to do this writing of the
Okay, it was not a case
of your parents.
No,
it was peer influence for her.
Because what I said
going
now,
with the moving tree.
I made a statement that you should know your child's strength.
Maybe they are going to Lagos, so you are going to Ibadan. You enter the train.
You know that I like writing. They knew that I love reading. You get, and there was a time I went for this Lagos school debate then in school that were even live on LTV as at then, and they knew all of these, so they all expected me to probably go to the arts department, but I followed the crowd. I followed my friends. And when I got home, my dad was like, "Why?" Because everybody already assumed that okay, if I come back, I'll tell them that I'm an art student, not science. And you know how God works. See me, I just believe that everything's work in the end for good. Yes. I went to Output Technique for 2 years for ND, Food Science Technology, and when I got back from my 1 year IT, that was when my mom's sister husband was like, "Precious, you still write?" I was like, "Yes." And it was like, okay, there's this school of journalism. They don't care whether you're a science student, they don't care whether you're an art student, as long as you have 5 credits and all of that, you are good. So after much deliberation, I slept over it and I was like, okay, let me just go and see. Because even me at first, I felt discouraged. I was like, no, that I already have friends now. Will I not go back? All of this. But my daddy was like, let me just go and check. Let me not say no yet. Let me go there to check and see how it is. If I feel something I want to, I can go and do it. But if I say I don't want to do it, nobody's stopping me from going back to our technique. And so one day I went to the school, I made the necessary requirements. But when I got there, they were like, since I don't have any background in mass communication, I can't just use my ND result as a science student to enter HND1. They were like, I will need to start from scratch. I cried though. I was like, no, When I was like, I will not do it. How will I start? My set, they will graduate before me. No. I cried though. My mom, no. So I like remember that night there. I shed tears. I cried like really bad. But after my dad called me, he said many things. That what if, okay, now I get the results or whatever. Tomorrow when I go out there to work and I find that, okay, this thing that I'm doing, I didn't even have passion for it. But as at that time, it might already be too late for me to start retracing
your step back.
Since I've only wasted 2 years and there's still time. But I think I just ignore everything. I should not even think about what my classmates will say, whether they finish before me or not. That everybody we're all running different ways and we shall make it. We'll all get there when it's time. But the only thing is probably the time that we'll use to get them different. So after all of that, that's when I made my decision and I switched. So I didn't go back to this and I just embraced my stuff. And so far so good. I've been loving it. So what I'm trying to say now is, like I said, know your child. Like your child is an individual with desires, goals and interests. Know their strengths, know their weakness. Support them, guide them. Don't impose. Don't say, we don't have medical doctors in this family. You must be a medical doctor. Knowing fully well that, okay, probably this child now might hate the sight of blood. Might probably not be good in biology or chemistry and physics, but you want them to do it. Tomorrow, now at the end of the day, they go to school, they see that it's not working out for them, and they join the streets. No certificate, nothing. Waste of years, waste of life, and all of that. So just guide them, support them, show them love, and I feel with all that.
Thank you. Grace, now what can you say about it?
I think she has said it all. That is understanding that your child
is an individual too.
Yes, they have their own unique identity, their personality, and who they want to be. So I respect that. Then, if you have a dream as a parent that is unfulfilled, still go for it. It's not too late.
Yeah, it's never
in my
too late.
case, I think I have left secondary school before my daddy went back to school for his degree.
Wow.
And he's having masters now. So it's never too late.
So
as I was in school for my first year when my daddy was running his program too. We were both in this. So it's never too late. If it's not a case of, it's always you are forcing it, seek help, parents. It might be trauma.
No, but they might not know it's a problem. That's the case.
It might be trauma. Seek therapy. You need help. Do you understand? To be able to get that off your head than imposing things that unfulfilled dreams of a child on you or she.
On the child. Okay, so lastly, what strategies can families adopt to foster emotional resilience in children and break negative circles?
We've actually mentioned this earlier. You mentioned Simi now. She encourages Deja. She wants her to speak out. She wants her to be outspoken. You get. So I feel the strategy we need to use as parents, like we need to practice emotional literacy. Encourage your children. They should be able to name and express how they feel. Because if your child can't express his or herself, how then do you want them to, okay, we tell you what, like, Mom, something's wrong with me. Or, okay, my dear, what is wrong with you? I can't even tell you how he's doing me. Like, do you get? So they should be able to express themselves. Yes. And she also said earlier, always tell your child you are beautiful. Like, tell them things.
Good things about them.
Yes. Jesus love you. God love you. We love you. Like, you get. Make them feel wanted. You said something during the parental effect.
Or an established institution.
The movie you mentioned of the girl.
Yeah.
She felt unwanted.
Like, by the parents.
She felt like to her, her father saw as a mistake. Never make your child feel probably they were born by accident.
They were an obstacle to your vision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Show them love. You get. Just break every negativity. Show them love. That's just what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
that's what I think.
Actually, is right, because just give them that avenue that they have a family. If maybe there's problem inside the society, family should be a comfort zone for anyone.
For anyone.
Especially for children. Let them know they have a confidence back at home. Let them know that they have a friend they can talk to when they are tackled with bully and all of that in the streets, in the school and all of that. They have who to report to. Not them coming home being scared of this or another.
I'm in another hellfire. I'm in a military zone, regimented area.
There are some homes, if that is coming, if they just hear this, that is coming.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it should not be. The children should be happy. Oh, that is coming.
Yeah, the excitement that is coming afterward.
I don't want to use a family as an example. You my auntie I stayed with, if the father is coming, if my auntie's husband is coming, everyone will go and hide.
What for?
When you see this man outside, daddy ayo, like he's so warm back at home.
He's a different person
Do you
entirely.
understand? Don't project what you are not outside as a parent.
Yeah, and I
It
think
even make the children to hate you more.
like you said earlier that parents should allow their children to solve their own problem. I think that is one thing, because there's this thing of I am strong, I can handle my problems. When you allow them to solve their own problems, and also set healthy boundaries, like we said, know when to be pushy, know when to stop, know when to be a friend, know when to be a parent. Just know your way around it, and you guys as a family can also work together in order to break this circle. Talk to your wife about your problems. Talk to your wife about, while I was growing up, this was the kind of person my parents have. Now, as a wife, she would remember these things when you're doing it to your kids, and be able to tell you that, babe, this is the same thing your parent did to you and you didn't like. Why don't we do it this way? Why don't we embrace this way of parenting? You've always said is that there's no one way to training a child. Let's explore different ways. Yeah, there's no manner. Let's explore different ways of training our child. Let's not allow this same thing keep going on. Let's not wound our children just the way we were wounded.
Lighton, thank you for that statement. Because before you move to a parenting stage, or detox yourself from every negativity that you have. You understand?
Yes.
Just I have expressed so many things I have experienced as a child when growing up. So I know what I passed through. I know what the effect it has on me. So I have to detox myself. Someone with me last 2 weeks that, Grace, when are you getting married? I said, I'm age enough to get married, but I'm not mentally ready. I'm not mentally ready because I know I still have a journey. I still have some things to let go.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Get to understand yourself. Get to know your mental health before you are a parent.
I feel like
if not, all your negative energy where you are coming from,
will be at the receiver.
I feel a lot of us out there, we pretend as if we don't know our mental strength, but we actually do.
We do.
True.
You know where you are mentally. See, one of the things that I don't tell you that it's on my agenda is getting married for now or having kids. When people jokingly say, children, I used to say that, do I look like someone that is mentally ready to be responsible for a child now? Do I even look like someone that is perfectly responsible for herself? I don't want to be a wife that would not support my husband. I'll have a husband that God would bless and would be up there. But then I want to be able to bring
Support
in my
system.
quota. But then do I look like someone that can support now?
Financially and otherwise.
My mental health presently, does it look like so? Now, when you get married, the thing about marriage is you stop being selfish. Even in a relationship, you stop being selfish. When you're married, you have to think about you, think about your husband, think about children that you've not given birth to. Now, when you start to have those kids, you have to think about them too. So your plans is not all about you alone. And I feel the reason why we have divorce out there today is because people want to get married for the wedding, not for the marriage.
They will eat and go and leave you.
Sincerely, people want to get married because of the flashy things that comes with it. But are you mentally ready for it? And I feel like we should not underestimate the power of a therapist in all of this too. See, it's not until you have trauma that you need to see a therapist. There are some trauma that you have that you don't even know that you're traumatized.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's need for you to walk that journey with somebody. If you can't walk the journey with someone because there is no money, walk that journey with God. Read books that can help your mental state.
Oh, yes.
Books that builds you up mentally. There are a lot of books out there that builds people up mentally and would help you in your marital life, in your own personal life, so that you would know that, okay, these are the things I'm not supposed to do as a human being. Now, forget marriage. These are the things that I'm not supposed to do as a human being. Your child is another human being on its own. The only thing you feel you have is that makes you feel like I can do anyhow to you because I'm your parent. But no, always remember that I'm an individual. My child is an individual. Even my husband is an individual. So I have to treat them the way I feel would be safe for the society. Each one of us have something that will contribute to the society day in, day out. You see a child out there there's this way that you used to say it's they used to say all these street boys that used to ask you to give them money. Older. These children too, if they were probably properly brought up, there was this love, there was this everything that they need as a child, they won't be there today.
True.
If there is this support. Now we're talking about bullies, and I've always said that for bullies, you see bullies bully other people because they are jealous of who you are. They are jealous because you are happy and you are going through even worse things than them, but then you are still happy regardless. Now a child that someone is bullying, and you know that in my house there are some parents that will tell you, if someone beats you out and you come back here to cry, I'm going to beat you more. When someone beats you, beat your own back. Show the person that you can't be bullied.
It just reminded me of something. I was reading a book yesterday, and it was this book. They asked the children to invite their parents to school for a PTA.
Yeah.
So when the parents were probably seated discussing their children's well-being and all of that, the children were on their own. So one of them brought a new toy to school, and a bully came. A guy came. He's very young, small boy, and he was like, "Give it to me. I want to play with it." The guy said no. Because the gift was actually very special because his father gave it to him. He was like, "I will not give it to you." And the bully dragged it and broke it.
Whoa.
And the next thing he said, when everybody gathered because they were fighting, they were like, "Okay, what happened?" The guy didn't talk. So the other guy explained that he broke my toy because I didn't want to give it to him. And they were like, "Why did you do it?" He made a statement. He said, "My mom told me that if I want something and I ask for it and they don't give it to me, I should destroy it." Why will a mother tell their child to destroy something that is not yours just because the owner don't want to?
And I feel like the parents also do this thing whereby they tell you, like, I don't care about the process. What I care about is the result. Now, a child will go to any length to get that result for the parents. I don't care how you make money. What's important is send money home. And then we complain about Yahoo out there. We complain about ritualism. Parents are now telling their kids, look at that boy. He's already driving Range Rover. He's already buying motor for his mommy. He's already buying clothes for his parents. And when that child now starts involving in bad things, you be like, that's not how I trained you. But mommy, can you remember telling the same child, comparing the same child with another person, and now the child is trying to meet up to expectation. The child does not even care how he's going to meet up to the expectation, but the child wants to meet up to the expectation because they want a better life for you, and then they are doing bad things. Now you're saying that's not how I trained you.
In other words, don't compare your child to anybody.
Do not compare. Love your children. See, aside the society, just believe that it is only me and my child in this world. Every other parent, every other child does not matter. It is only the both of us. And when the nature blesses you, I know you would bless me. If you train your children to be someone that gives, when they have the money, they will give. It's just like that. See, it's all about return on investment. It is whatever you invest in your children that you get. If you train a healthy and positive child, you would definitely get a healthy and positive things from your children at the long run. And there will be no case of today your child is in the police station, tomorrow your child is doing this or that will be making you cry. Take your time and break this negative parental circle. Your parents did it, and you can see the result in your life. You can also testify to this that it didn't work well. You can attest to it. But because you're living in self-denial, you feel like at least I'm a better person, and because they did that to me, if I do it to my child, that child is someone else entirely, is an individual that is different from you. You accepted it hook, line and sinker. Your child might be rebellious. To every action, there's a reaction. Your action to that child, the reaction that you might get might be being rebellious towards you. Why when your parents were doing that action to you, you accepted it. So you can't determine how people will react to situation. You definitely cannot determine it. So please, parents out there, take your time, show love, set boundaries, teach them problem solving skills, be there for them, be their friends, be their parents. When you have to be the parent, be the parent. When you have to be the friend, be the friend, and watch out what you will see at the long run, because by the time that child is grown, yourself will be proud of yourself. Not only will that child be proud of you, you'll be proud of yourself too.
Parenting is a very delicate
thing to do.
So if you are not ready, don't do it.
Yes, check your mental health.
Don't go in, because you're going to be a parent, you're going to be a friend, you're going to be a lover, you're going to be a counselor,
you're even going to be a mother,
a teacher,
a wife.
Like you're going to be all shades of things in order to become a mother. And that will be all on today's episode. We definitely enjoyed this episode. Yes, you can see from our conversation that that we really enjoyed this episode, and we're sure that you guys out there would also enjoy it. And we want to say a big thank you to you all for always listening. We love you. Like, it's all love from here, right, guys? Yeah, help me tell them how much we love them now.
We love
you guys so much.
We love you.
And the bottom of our heart.
Before I thank my ladies, I would like to thank the people that have been with us in the studio. We're talking about our producer at Mr. Paul. We're talking about at Toby Loba and at Olaiton. Thank you for joining us in the studio. And to you guys, to Grace and Precious, thank you guys so much for joining in the studio.
Thanks for having us.
And on to the next, do have a great weekend.
Bye.